Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I'm bringing you a new sort of video, something that I have not done before, and that is going to be a TBR video. This is a sort of video that a lot of other booktube channels do, and I never really thought of doing them before, and for those of you who maybe don't know, TBR is your to be read list, so the books that I am intending to read. I never really did like a set TBR for a given month or any other really period of time other than saying I have all of these books, I want to read them. But now, recently, I have started kind of planning out my TBR a little bit more. Still plenty of room for flexibility, if there's a particular thing that I want to read that I don't have planned, I'd still be willing to read it if I think I can fit it in. But I just never really did it because, I would get books and then I would just read whatever books I got, or I would just go with whatever I feel like, not really schedule things out all that much. But now with me doing this channel, plus the fact that I haven't really gotten any new books recently, and I also would just like to kind of plan things out a little bit, just kind of, first of all, so I know kind of what I want to get to next, and also for all of you, so you can know what to expect me to be talking about on the channel in the near future. I just think that setting my own TBR monthly would be a decent idea. So of course, the beginning of March, I am going to be doing my March TBR. And just so you all know, my TBR, whatever I set that I'm going to be reading, the reviews for those books, assuming I review them, which in most cases I probably will, they may not necessarily come out in that month, depending on what videos I end up doing. After this video, I am going to be doing a review for a couple of Star Wars books, and then probably after that, I will have reviews for the books I'm going to actually talk about in this video. So, you may not get reviews for all of these in the month of March, but these are the books that I am planning to read in March. And that applies for any future months that I do these videos for as well. But anyways, with all of that stuff out of the way, I have 5 books that I am intending to read this month. One of them is quite long, and then the other ones are a bit shorter, so it kind of balances out a little. Usually I would try to add in maybe an extra 1 or 2 books. Although recently, this year so far, I've only gotten 4 or 5 books a month. But I would like to try to aim for more, but one of them is really long, so that will probably take me some extra time. So the first one that I am planning to read is the second book of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive, which is Words of Radiance. I read and reviewed the first book, Way of Kings, I think back in December, and it was one of, if not my favorite book that I read in 2022. I absolutely loved it. I thought that everything about it was excellent. No real complaints that I can think of. I just really enjoyed it, and I have books 2 and 3 ready to go along with the novella in between those, which is in the short story collection. But I'm planning to read book 2 this month. I figured it's been a couple months since the last one, and I really, really want to continue. Usually with longer books like the Stormlight Archive, I would consider spacing them out a little bit more, but considering how much I really want to continue this series and Brandon Sanderson's work in general, because I have several other books of his that I want to read, and I want to get to this first, I figured I would read it now rather than putting it off any longer. Next, I have 4 Star Wars books, and that's going to be the remainder of what I am going to be reading in March, at least what I'm planning on. Again, this is subject to change if I happen to go out and get books and there's one that I particularly want to read, or if maybe I don't get to all of these, or maybe I want to add one in, whatever. This is subject to change. This is what I'm just planning on, but 4 more Star Wars books. The first one is a complete standalone as far as I'm aware, and that is Knight Errant by John Jackson Miller, I believe. This is an Old Republic era novel, and it's actually one of the last couple of Old Republic books that I needed to read. After I read this one, all I will have left is the Lost Tribe of the Sith collection, which I do not currently own, but I will be trying to get that maybe sometime this year, so I can finish up the Old Republic era. But I've heard some kind of mixed things about this one from people that I know, but I'm looking forward to it because it's more Old Republic and I love that era. and I'm really wanting to finish up reading all the stuff from that era. And the next one is 3 books, a kind of trilogy. I don't believe they're an official trilogy, but they're kind of a trilogy. And that is Children of the Jedi, Darksaber, and Planet of Twilight, I believe. I'm not sure if I said those in order. I don't actually know what order they go in off the top of my head. But those 3 books are kind of in a trilogy called the Callista Trilogy. It's not an official trilogy or anything like the Thrawn Trilogy or the Darth Bane Trilogy or whatever, but they are 3 books that, from what I've heard, kind of go together. And so I'm going to be reading the 3 of them. I've had them for a while, and they are kind of a follow-up to the Jedi Academy Trilogy, which is a trilogy that I don't necessarily love, but is very near and dear to my heart because it's one of the first Legends books that I read. So I'm looking forward to reading these. Even though they are a trilogy, and typically I would review a trilogy all in one video, because they're not like an official trilogy, I will probably split them up and do one video for each book, just because they're not an official trilogy, but maybe I'll change my mind. But I am planning to read those. So that's pretty much all I got for you today. Just a quick little TBR video just to kind of update you guys on what I'm planning to read during the month of March. Again, might read some more stuff, might not get to all of these. It really depends on what I'm feeling like and how much I'm actually able to get through. But hopefully I'll get through all of these within the month of March. And if I don't, then I'll probably just push whatever I don't read into April. But I'm hoping to get these all done in March, so let me know down in the comments if you have read any of these books, and if so, what do you think of them, and if you have any plans for books that you are intending to read in March, let me know what those are as well. Should be interesting to see what you all are planning to read during this month. And that is pretty much it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.